the Women Unleashed podcast. Join us as we share with you the fun, confronting, wild, fucked up, epic, and raw side of being a woman in today's world. Nothing is off limits. Allow yourself to be inspired to be unleashed.
We acknowledge that we are recording our podcast on the traditional country of the Turrbal and Yagara people and pay respect to their elders past and present. We acknowledge and respect their continuing culture and contribution they make to this community.
Welcome back to the Women Unleashed podcast. I am your co-host, Britt, and Taylor is here with me. And today we are going to share what we're going through in a seminar that Taylor and I are both doing.
Yep.
What's the seminar called?
So it's the relationship seminar.
Relationships Masterclass.
Oh, it's a masterclass. Sorry. Yeah,
Yes.
Let's put that. It's a masterclass.
Masterclass.
So basically, it's more confrontational and triggering.
Yeah. Well, that's been our experience, right?
Well, yeah, that's our experience. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
That's dealing with relationships and and the way you are about them. And you know, and it's about getting in communication with those people around you about the truth, about being authentic with people about what's really going on for you.
Yeah, without dumping.
Yeah, and without blaming and making them wrong, which I got caught out on the other week. But I cleaned it, we cleaned it up and got it sorted. So you just got to sometimes be careful. You think you're like leaving someone all good. And then
you think you're complete.
Yeah, you're complete. And then you find out actually they're not. Or maybe, at the time they were, but they've had some time to process it. And it's like, hang on.
I'm not complete.
No, I'm not cool with this.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's just been a lot. It's work. We're doing the work. And that's why it's confrontational, is because we're actually doing it, Yeah. If we sat back and just rocked up and weren't participating, then we probably wouldn't be as full on for us.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, 100%. Well, I think also we have decided, there's a lot at stake. Our relationships are, with our partners, just relationships in general. If you don't have relationships, then you don't have much, really, because everything is done in communication with somebody else, which is, i.e., a relationship.
Yeah, even work conversations,
Yeah.
So obviously you've got your more personal, intimate, I guess maybe you're more important, our partners.
Intimate and family relationships.
Yeah. And family and friends and stuff. And then you've got, your work colleagues and even, we're talking about people from school that we needed to clean up with and stuff like that. Yeah. So it's just we've been really big people, I think, about it. So we wanted to kind of share some stuff from it because I think, it's a bit of an edgy conversation. I don't think people talk about this, and it's been a bit of a slap in the face for us, or a slingshot to the face, as you like to use in the last one.
It's quite vivid, isn't it?
Yes, but I think it's great.
Yeah.
I think it works.
Yeah. Alrighty, so what I am seeing, which was really confronting for me, and I hadn't ever seen it before, is that I'll just take my relationship with Nathan, for instance. There's lots of these maybe pretenses, we're together, I'm with him in order to get married.
Yeah.
I'm with him in order to have a baby. We go on adventures in order to be have fun together. We walk to get coffee in order to spend time with each other. What else? Oh, there was heaps. We want to save for a house so that we can live in a non-flooded house in order to live in a non-flooded house. We want to make lots of money in order to go traveling all the time, for me to ride horses.
Yeah.
And
there's a lot of things that you're doing to have something.
Yeah, in order to get something or have something or be somewhere. And then what showed up was like there's no just like being connected just for the sake of being connected.
Yeah.
Without having it to be, we're going to do this in order to be connected.
Like a reason. There's not a, it's just being there in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm a bit confronted by that.
Yeah.
Like,
kind of same. Because I'm like, well, now where do I go with it?
yeah, what do I do with that? Like, and see, in order to machines coming up.
Yeah, true. True. We're not just being that's how it is.
I think I'm sad that the person I am with, like, has an experience of me, or that I am now seeing that the experience I give them when I'm with them is that it's in order to get somewhere, do something, have something.
Yeah, it's not just being with them to be with them.
Yeah. It's an absence of...
There's always something a bit more to it.
Yeah.
And I think, something that's coming up for me, whether you're talking about it, it's not like we're not saying you can't have goals or aspirations together. It's not like that. But I think we miss out on just having a relationship to have a relationship. Like, there's a lot more context behind it.
Yeah.
Than what it is.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, like...
kind of...
I don't know, how do I describe it? Man, I was just really impacted by it. Like, yeah, it's
got us.
It's got us. Yeah, good one. And things like I discover, I notice. So inside of like realizing all those things, I notice that I like mirror him a lot. Like he'll be like, "Oh, I've got a sore, blah blah blah," and I'll be like, "Yeah, I've got a sore, such and such." Like,
I've got a headache.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah. And if he eats chocolate, I've got to eat chocolate. Like, I'm like this little copycat thing running around. Fucking, now I've seen it. It frustrates the fuck out of me. But it's great that I've seen it so I can stop it. But it's, lots of stuff. How about, what else did you see, Taylor, about the in order to's?
Something around being nice. Like, I like to be a super nice person. Like, Taylor's so kind and nice and, like, wouldn't hurt a fly, which is... I do that, but, like, that's also not true. Because I can be a dick and I can be shitty person and a shithead and nasty and mean and all the other stuff. But I kind of saw that, like, I'm nice in order to get something out of people, which actually is not nice. You know what I mean?
It's manipulative. Yeah.
So, and it's funny because your partner has been telling me this for a long time. So I'm so sorry, Nathan, but I didn't get it from you. No. I'm joking. Just a little dig there. No, it was like, it just hit me in the face. Like, it's been there and I just it hasn't like got me, and it's finally kind of, because, being nice means I'm not straight with people, and in this seminar I've created the possibility of being open, trusting and straight with people. So being nice all the time. And I'm not saying I have to be an asshole. Like, I'm not saying I have to like be this nasty piece of work, but being nice gets in the way of being straight. Yeah. And that doesn't work.
Yeah.
It's not authentic.
No, it's inauthentic.
It's hiding out. It's hiding out myself. It's hiding myself out because I'm so scared people get upset and, like, abandon me because I've said something that's actually truthful.
Yeah. Yep.
So that's probably like the big one for me, like, because that's not just my relationship with Will, that's everybody and anybody that I interact with, right?
Yep. They would all say that you're nice.
Yeah. Or like, I've shared stories of where I've been not nice and they're like, I could never picture you doing that. And I'm like, well, I was pushed.
Oh, yeah. And that's part of it, the manipulation. Yeah. Oh, I was pushed. Right?
Oh, true. Yeah. It's like another... oh, God. Far out. Mate.
Yeah, see?
I get why they say ignorance is bliss sometimes, hey?
Yeah, that's discovery right on the court for you just then, for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, what I am I'm really grappling with that, like I'm human, and so I do shitty things.
Yep.
And like it's like never okay to do that to people.
Can you say that again?
So like I'm just seeing that perhaps I'm using I'm human as an excuse.
Oh, got it. Yeah.
For
doing shitty stuff.
Doing shitty stuff. Or being a shitty way that doesn't work for someone. Like hiding out. So something I do if I don't want to do something, I'll just procrastinate and hide out about it. I get angry, and want to blame other people.
Yep.
And project my reality strongly. And again, I look like, particularly at work, like I've got it all together. Like I'm super nice, blah, blah, blah. But
Same.
I have been acknowledged lately in the last few months for like being confrontational and saying no and standing my ground.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's super important to do that. Hey, I did that. I was like, sorry, jumping on your little bandwagon here, but I did that the other day. I got like real straight with people because what they were trying to do or discussing was not going to work for the business. Yeah. And I had to I didn't have to do anything, but I was like, no, like this isn't working, this conversation, and it's not going to work if that's how you guys proceed. I don't want to get into like, obviously I'm not.
No, we can just share.
But yeah, so like for me, stepping out of being nice and just being like, that's fine, you guys do that. I had to like, nah, actually no.
Yeah.
No, that does not work.
Yeah.
That's not happening.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. What was that like for you?
Well, afterwards I'm like, fuck, shit. Have I like done the wrong thing? Like, oh no. So I had to kind of like check in with someone and be like, was that too much? Like, did I step out of line? And they're like, hell no.
Yeah.
Like it needed to be said. Like you're, you know, so I guess maybe because being straight's uncomfortable for me, right?
Yeah.
So maybe sometimes I might have to check in with people just to be like, have I gone too far the other way, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that about the checking in with people. Like, did I go too far or something? Here's an interesting one. So because in a meeting, I like stood up and called someone out on their behaviour. And
which you've been acknowledged for. Sorry, back to what you were saying.
Yeah,
cool.
Yep. And not like acknowledged directly, only if I've asked for feedback just generally, but not acknowledged for saying whatever I said.
Yeah, I get it.
But I had this urge afterwards to go and ring those people to give me feedback. Like, did I do okay? Did I do the right thing?
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was doing too.
And I shared it with Nathan, and he basically said, well, that's more of the same thing. Like more of the
God damn it.
Being nice, trying to get it right thing.
Yeah, because really who you're checking in with is not those people. So if they have a problem with it, that's the only people that you need to be concerned about, right?
Well,
kind of.
Yeah, like I wasn't going to him for like to tell me whether I did the wrong or right thing. I was just telling him what I did. And then I said, I've got this urge to call such and such and like just see how that went. And what that is doing is like kind of placing the confidence or the worthiness or the like seeking validation. So external to myself.
Yeah, which lessens the impact of what you really said.
Well, yeah, and it's like I'm not at the source of it. Like I'm not in control. I'm not being confident. I'm not being powerful. Because if I'm being confident, like
you don't need to ask someone.
Yeah, I don't need to ask someone. You know?
Yeah, kind of diminishes what you've done.
Yeah, in a way. Like it takes it away from me and gives it to somebody else.
Yeah, I get that. Like your power.
Yeah.
Yeah, so because afterwards I felt powerful in the moment, and then afterwards it was like I went back into my old self.
Yeah, you
like
go back into the shell.
Ooh,
yeah.
did I do it right? And same. So actually, that's really cool. Thanks. That's good to look at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm going to take on resisting that urge to get validation from people after I've stood up for myself or made a stand or, you know, all of that. So, yeah.
Cool.
There we go.
I was just going to say, you know, I shared my possibility of what I want to create in my relationships. What are you looking to create or out there to create?
Who I am is the possibility of being open and vulnerable.
Awesome.
And I can really...
Sound super enthusiastic.
Oh, I didn't mean it that way. I meant...
Come on.
Like, as in, yeah, I got serious about it. So it's confronting. Like, I cannot authentically be open and vulnerable all the time. It's just not who I am at the moment. That's why it's a possibility because...
yeah, you got to really step into it. It really takes something to be that way.
Yeah, like I acknowledged with you before we started recording this week. I watched some of the episodes back that we recorded and I was like, yeah, I wasn't being authentic there. Like there was something else I could have said there that would have been authentic.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm not who I am is not vulnerable all the time. And that kind of scares me. And that's okay.
It is okay. But if you keep generating yourself as that, you will be that.
Yes.
And it won't have to be such a big thing. It'll just be who you are.
Yeah.
Because you are that. Yeah. You have that. You can be that.
I think after doing so much personal development, I think one of the pitfalls is that you think you're woke or you think you're authentic or you think you're vulnerable, as a default. And... So I have gone, I don't need to invent a possibility of being vulnerable because, I've already mastered that world. But I have not. And same with confident. You know, I thought I was confident until I saw it was attached to knowing things. That's what gave me my confidence.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
Which is not the case. You can just be confident as a way of being rather than a function of knowing.
Yeah. And I think that's a, really good point. You know, we shouldn't skip over that. Just because you're doing work on yourself doesn't mean you're done. That all your world is solved now and we've there's no more problems and nothing else is going to come up. Even with those people that maybe you feel like you've gotten resolution out of or completion out of, there's constant, if you're having an ongoing relationship with someone, there's constant probably completion conversations you have to have with them for the rest of your life, right?
Yeah.
And that we...
I just burped in my mouth.
Nice, thanks for that. And that we constantly, there's, I guess, sometimes always more to do, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
always more to see or be aware of, but we're still whole and complete and perfect, just as we are at the same time.
Just the way we are. Yeah, which is kind of a challenge to be with. Yeah, I think the moment, in my experience, when I have achieved a certain milestone and had the thought of, I'm done, with this personal development stuff, the very next moment, it's been I'm trying to think of something it's not the slingshot to the face. It's actually stepping on something that should be upright, that's flexible, letting go and then having it come back. You think you've stepped on it and it's down forever and then it's just doing and
like a bear trap.
Yeah, and like a bear trap. Yeah, you can say that. So when I've thought I've had it handled, the very next moment life has been no, Britt, you'll never have it handled. You need to handle. You should be handling yourself every moment, every day. So, and that's actually something I've discovered in my writing, is that I've seen how, not present I am. So when you're riding a horse, you are constantly asking for what you want. Oh wow! I just got something new.
What? Share.
Around asking. Powerful people are prepared to ask for what they want and be prepared to accept what they get. And so when I'm riding, I think I've just got to ask once and the horse should just do it. or when I ask to the point at which it does it, I stop asking and then it stops doing the thing I want it to do. And like I don't ask for as much as I should, and it's showing up in my writing. I don't continually powerfully ask the horse for what I want, and continue to ask. Wow.
Awesome.
That's cool.
It'll be interesting to see how your next ride goes.
Yeah, totally. Wow.
Awesome. I think we leave it there
done
today. Yeah. So thank you for listening, and have fun sharing what you've gotten for yourself out of listening to this episode. Our goal is for our content to reach as many people as possible and become the #1 women empowerment podcast in Australia. Our call to action is that you contribute to your fellow women by sharing this episode, leaving a review, and following us on social media. See you for now.
Bye.